This time on Ask Rad Rat, we're talking about my dream skate park and the ridiculous features that it'll have. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel all about skateboarding. Today I'm answering your questions on Ask Rad Rat, a series where everyone has gone to my website, radratvideo.com, and submitted a question there on the homepage. I have a few of them for you today. The first one is from Mixed Sense 96. He says, who are on your Mount Rushmore top 4 of street skaters and your Mount Rushmore of vert skaters? So for vert, I would go Hawk. Obviously, he invented so many vert tricks. You can't really deny the huge impact he's had. Steve Caballero, who also invented a ton of tricks and is hugely influential. Bob Burnquist, of course, one of the best, maybe the best vert skater ever. You know, just in skill, maybe not in inventing as much stuff, but in just coming up with crazy ideas and doing a loop switch with a gap in it. And, you know, as huge as, the stuff in his backyard, the mega ramp. Speaking of the mega ramp, Danny Way would be my last one, who came up with the mega ramp in general, like the first guy doing that stuff, and 360'd over the Great Wall of China and that type of thing. Like, whether you call that vert or not, he was hugely impactful. So that is who I would go with. For street, I'm going to go Mullen, of course, invented the ollie and the kick flip, like, and the 360 flip, and so many other things. Gons and Nodis, for obvious reasons. Gons kind of popularizing street as like a legitimate skateboarding discipline to do, and not just something you kill time with if you can't find a ramp nearby or whatever, like doing legitimate stuff. And then of course Nodis for putting out some of the best early street parts ever. And then lastly, I'm going to put Tom Penny on there because he really like took street skating to a different world with how like the style and everything, of how really smooth everything he did was, really showing, you know, the transition from, we learned what street skating was in the 80s, and then early in the 1990s we're coming up with every technical thing you could possibly do, and then Penny helping, like, let's actually make this stuff look good, let's make skateboarding stylish. So those are mine. I think I may have answered this before and I may have had different people on it. I don't think there were two though. But anyway, let's move on to the next. So this next batch of questions is from Safe, who sent me a lot of questions. I really appreciate that. I was at 0 and he sent me maybe 20 on his own. So if you want to be like Safe, submit some questions. All right, first one from this batch. What would be your perfect skate session? What spot, what time of day, who's there, and where are you going to chow down after? So my buddy Tony, who I haven't seen in a while, I would like to skate. It's nice to skate with somebody. I got a friend here named Eric, and we go skate at the skate park together every Wednesday. And it's Wednesday as I'm recording. I'm actually going to go in about an hour. So it would be them, and we would rent out the indoor skate park. There's a skate park that we go to, and you can rent it for like a birthday party or something like that. We would do that. Keep everyone else out. It would be in the late afternoon. I go to bed early, so we're doing it in the late afternoon. And we would get Chipotle takeout on the way home, where we would hang out afterward. That would be the perfect skate session, I think. All right. The perfect skate session would involve what stuff we're doing too. Like, it would suck to plan out this perfect thing and then completely fail everything. But I've learned how to have fun skateboarding even if I'm having an off day. You know, last week I went to the skate park and I had all these plans. There's a couple things like long-term goals. I want to grind this, on the top of the fun box. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I try to do that kind of stuff. But if I'm having an off day, I just don't. I just do stuff that's working today. If all I'm doing is rolling around doing kick flips and doing like stalls on this little curb over here, then I'll do that. If the other option is getting frustrated and hurt, I'm just going to do the chill stuff. But anyway, if you could time travel and witness any iconic skate moment live, what would you choose? Tony Hawk landing the first 900, Rodney Mullen inventing the ollie. So the first 900, I have seen it. It was on TV. The first one I thought of was Steve Rocco, who did a frontside pop shove in the late 70s. He has talked about that. I'm not sure which video it is. If I can find it, it's right here. But they were doing front shoves, him and someone else doing front shoves over like a broom handle or something like that. And if I could see that, it would seem like nothing to them, but it would be the first time someone got off the ground, like actually popped the board and got in off the ground. Because before that, you had like, you could grab the board with your toes and jump up on it like that. You could fly off of a ramp and grab or whatever, but to actually like pop the tail, get in the air, and then land, I think that was probably the first time that was done. Neil Blender inventing the no comply. I would just like to see how that worked. And you can see about that. I'll see if I just linked something, so it might take a second, but there were a bunch of different people who learned step hop, no comply, different sort of put your foot off and then do something types of tricks. But I would like to see how the first one was done. Was it a fluke? Like how did it go? I would like to see that. Mullen with the kickflip, of course. Again, I would like to see that. I'm curious how long that took him too, because he was a genius prodigy in skateboarding. Most people who learn kickflips, they know they're possible, for one. They've seen them done. They've watched a trick tip of someone breaking down exactly how it works, and it still takes weeks to learn it. How long did it take him to figure it out for the first time? I would like to see that. The first handrail, I think it was maybe Gons who did it. Not really sure. That would be kind of a mystery. I would like to just see whoever that was. And then the first McTwist by Mike McGill would be awesome to see, because before that, I don't think people had done 360s at fakie yet. You could do a fakie 360 back to normal, but to do a 360 to fakie, I don't think anyone had been doing those. So that was a big jump to get to a McTwist. Like that would have been, people would have went crazy when that happened, and I would like to have seen that. All right. Last question from Safe. If you could design your dream skate park, what features would it have? Not just ramps or rails. Would there be a Taco Bell on site? Would there be a fountain of Gatorade, a stage for bands to play while people skate? So my dream skate park, I'll talk about like a more achievable one, and then we'll get into crazy in a second, would be built for progression. So you would have kind of a basic setup, quarter pipe that rolls into a fun box that has like a couple of stairs and then a bank, right? Something like that, except there would be like a easy, intermediate, and then advanced. So there'd be like a 2-stair, the ledge going down it is like curb height, and the bank is 3 feet high and super easy, not steep at all. And then it gets more and more and more. So you can learn tricks on this part of the park. You can 50-50 the 2-stair for the first time, and then do a shove it to fakie on the bank. And then you can go a little bit further, and you can try down the 4-set on the steeper, taller bank. And then you can go back and learn a harder trick, and then take that bigger and bigger. And there's like 3 different sections. And the last one's like an 8-stair and steep and all that stuff. And I think that would just be so cool, because right now, if you get to a skate park and there's nothing in your range, you're either skating on a tiny curb and it's not a challenge at all, or stuff is so big that you can't quite handle it. And if there's just everything, that would be pretty amazing. On top of that, I would like there to be, how some skate parks have like a recreation of a famous spot. There'll be like the Carlsbad Gap or something like that. I would like to see that. Except it wouldn't be a famous spot in the world. It would be a local spot. So there would be a recreation of that gap from the college, and you could practice your tricks there, and then you could go to the college and actually do it. I think that would be so cool. Like this skate park is about getting better and learning and practicing. I think that would just be the best thing. Oh, and the most important part, a huge scooter section with stuff that those guys like. They like, a quarter pipe that you can fly out of and land up there. They like humps. They like, that type of stuff. Make a scooter section, because they're not banned, but I would like them to have their own dream thing, because me trying to figure out how to do a crooked grind down this 2-stair, that's completely incompatible with what the scooter kids are doing. So have a cool spot for them, so that they are busy doing that. I would like the shop to have really obscure stuff in it. If you want, you know, like a brand that you can only find online, they got it, or they can special order it, they know somebody, you can get the exact size board you want. They have like anything that you could dream of. Just a really thoroughly stocked skate shop would be awesome. The skate shop in the park I go to, so the park is actually owned by a church, which is really awkward. And they don't have certain brands and certain boards because they're not Christian enough. So like, oh, I want this Powell board with a skull on it. Like, they don't have it, you know? So it wouldn't be that. It would be more thoroughly stocked. All right, let's get into some other stuff. Free lockers with a code. Nothing I hate more than skating. Well, nothing I hate more about skating at a skate park than having your stuff in your pockets. I don't like it. So I always have my stuff in a bag, which means somewhere way over there where I'm not paying attention is a bag with my phone and my keys and all that stuff in there. I would like to have somewhere where I can put that safely and I don't have to think about it. And a code so I don't have to be carrying that key in my pocket. Or if we're dreaming, I can touch it and read my fingerprint and open that way. But that would be a huge help. I would love that. An on-staff cameraman. How about that? An on-staff cameraman, or there's cameras all over the place, and you can like go up to the front, get out on the computer and like pull the clips of that trick you just did and send them to yourself. That would be awesome to be able to like the cameraman maybe for the advanced side, but if I just happen to do something pretty cool and it would be cool to have a clip of it, it would be great to have that option. And they could, you know, save 1 day's worth, right? So it wouldn't even, no, this is dream. You can go back years. You can find a trick that you did in 1987. It'll be there. And then a first aid room and massage tables. If you get hurt at a skate park, it sucks. Right? I have it happen all the time. Get like a bad shinner, or I hit something, I bust something open, I'm bleeding everywhere. Like, it sucks because they don't have anything at the skate park. At the one I go to, they have like a first aid bag. And last time I forget what I did. I busted open my foot last time. It was something on my hand, I think, and I was bleeding, and they didn't have any Band-Aids left. But no, I want there to be a first aid kit. And I want, if I'm like really sore, I slam pretty hard, I want someone to be able to give me a massage. That would be fantastic. So maybe that's all in order of what is possible and not, but that would be my dream skate park. Built on progression and takes care of you and your stuff. So those are my thoughts. If you have your own dream skate park list, put those in the comments. But I will see you next time. If you have questions of your own, go to radratvideo.com and submit them there, and I will see you later. Thanks for hanging out.